I'm Sheri Barbera. Thank you for being here. I love that you're here. And today we are talking about Quora.
Hold on, I'm not there.
Using Quora with YouTube. And of course, I'm very excited about this because I have done a ton of research. It is fascinating. I had no idea that Quora was so interesting. Can I pop over to you, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Sal and I have been very interested in what Quora is all about because we really didn't ever use it and really didn't know anything about it. And
I would like to know what Quora is all about.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Quora.
It's quite interesting. So let's get right into it. What makes Quora useful? I'm going to cover what Quora does for marketing, how to set up your account, the best ways and why to use Quora for marketing, tips and tricks to use strategically, and the top marketing goal for using Quora. Hi, Dale. Hi, Rajesh. Look, Rajesh, hello, honey. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. This is Rajesh, who has a wonderful channel called Ayurveda Free Health Insurance. And Dale, one of our original zazoome members, our original founding members. And Dale's channel is Wandering Ancient Paths, and he is a fabulous photographer. So check it out. Hi, Dale. Thank you for being here. Quora. So Quora calls itself a knowledge sharing platform where you can ask or answer questions in any industry, really. It doesn't have to be your own. It can be anything that you are knowledgeable. Basically, the way for you to use Quora strategically is to collect information and answer questions to grow your viewership and get people to come to your YouTube channel. Quora has 200 million visitors. Now, visitors, that's very interesting because visitors are not the same as users. They have 80 million active users. Visitors is great because these are the people that are viewing whatever interesting content is put out on Quora. This gives you a tremendous opportunity to grow your YouTube channel. Like Facebook, you can communicate directly through private messages, but only if the person you want to communicate with has allowed that under settings. Of course, just like YouTube, you set up your own settings to determine, do you want people to be able to contact you or not? And if you do, how much, how frequently, etc., etc. Like Reddit, you can upvote a question. And I didn't even know that there were other platforms where there was this upvoting and downvoting thing. So Quora and Reddit are similar in that respect. Like Instagram, you can follow people. And you can also follow what are called spaces, and you can also follow topics. Like YouTube, you can leave comments. And as you well know, this is a very important way to grow a following. You can also make money. Quora has a partner platform. However, unlike YouTube, you need to be asked to join the partner program. It's not like you can get to a certain level and then say, okay, I get to join. It doesn't work that way. They invite you. But unlike YouTube as well, you only make money from your posts for up to a year. And with YouTube, you make money, once you become a part of the YouTube Partner Program, you make money from the ads surrounding your videos for as long as you're on YouTube. So that can be years and years and years, unlike Quora. Unlike YouTube, however, this is quite a good thing. Quora has a media and publishing team. And what that means is that you have the chance, the opportunity to get your answers in front of some of the most well-respected publications in the world, like Huffington Post and The Times. These are two of the people, oh, I don't have that in the right place, do I? Okay. These are two of the people, Alicia Lee Morgan and Julianne Exter, who are on the publishing team, and they have the potential to get you in front of some of the most important people. Your goal, of course, is to get people from Quora to follow you on YouTube. And one of the things that you can do with Quora is you can get active video titles and keywords in your industry. And by active, I mean things that are happening right this very second. Here's what a Quora strategy looks like. First of all, of course, sign up. Signing up is super simple. You can sign up with Google or Facebook, or you can sign up with your own email and a password, almost just like everybody else. Then you set up your user profile, and Quora gives you the opportunity to have a headline underneath your name that describes however you want people to think of you or know you for. And you can update this anytime you want, frequently if you want to. You can change whatever you want. There's also, and that's right here, and then there's also a place for you to put all kinds of information about yourself, including your links to whatever social media you want. You make them hot links yourself. The other thing that's interesting about Quora is that on the side of your setup, where you set up your profile, this is where you can also answer messages, create ads. Yes, you can make ads on Quora now. Look at your statistics on the answers or the questions that you've posted. Look at your own content. Look at things that you've already bookmarked and whatever you have in drafts. The other thing that I want to point out to you, and I don't think I can get this arrow to go down there, but if you look here where it says settings, languages, help, and log out, do you see how tiny log out is? You would never find it, right? So here it is. That's where you log out of Quora. It's very little.
Very little.
Very little. Now, hi, Rita. Welcome. Rita's another one of our zazoome members. Thank you for coming, Rita. It's great to see you. And Rita Goldner Books. Rita writes and illustrates children's books and has a wonderful channel where she shows you how to draw and illustrate. Thank you for being here, Rita. When you are in your profile, literally at the very top of your page on the right, you can ask a question. And this is the beginning of just being a part of Quora. If you click ask a question, this is what comes up. I love this. Tips that give you immediately how you can get good answers quickly. I think that's fantastic. Make sure your question hasn't been asked already. That's the first tip. So you can do a search on Quora and make sure that if you want to ask something, it hasn't been asked in a different fashion already, because then you may want to answer it. Keep your question short and to the point. Double check your grammar and spelling, and then it shows you exactly where to start posting your question and how to start your question. Start it with what, how, or why. I love that they do this. And then the other thing, look at this. Include a link. Look at that. Totally different from Reddit. Honey, I'm going to pop over to both of us. Totally different from Reddit, which I covered last week, the Beginner's Guide to Reddit. Reddit frowns on links. They frown on promotional things. They frown on anything that's self-promoting. And I'm not saying that you're self-promoting when you're including a link, but...
Does Quora encourage that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, they did a great question. Yes, they do. Because when it adds value to your question or answer, providing a link to something is a smart thing to do. It adds more value. So this is how you can start to understand how to use Quora for your marketing. The other thing Quora offers you is a whole page on helping you. Just how can they help you? How do you use Quora? What are the best practices and policy? How do you keep privacy and safety? What is their partner program? And how can you earn things on spaces? What are your account settings? How do you manage your account, etc., etc.? What are spaces? Spaces are sort of like Facebook groups, but they're not the same exactly. But they are something that you can join and become a part of and even ask and answer questions to. So you want to join things that will be relevant and of value to you. And if you look at spaces and you go back to, and you sign up for them and you go back to your profile, you can see the spaces that you've already followed. And you can discover additional spaces that you might like. This is an example, and I'm going to give you quite a few of these. I'm going to give you examples of what spaces are. And interestingly, they categorize them by sort of cool titles and then obvious titles. So spaces you might like, marketing and content, blogging and marketing. This is all for me, so this is specifically for me, but this is based on what I said my interests are. When you put in what your interests are, then they are going to suggest spaces that you might like based on your own interests.
Could you be potentially in too many spaces?
Sal's question is?
Could you be potentially in too many spaces so that you might get lost in spaces?
You could.
I've been waiting to say that.
You could potentially get lost in spaces.
Danger, Will Robinson.
That's very, very possible. I know that I belong to probably way too many Facebook groups, and at a certain point, it is overwhelming.
You don't even remember which spaces you belong to.
Yeah,
because they're not as specific as you should be to your particular channel.
It's very important when you join something that you actually really want to join it and want to be a part of it.
Right.
And sometimes that's hard to do.
Right. You could be lost forever in spaces.
You could be. So I guess you could potentially have too many spaces. Here's another topic, trending topics online. Look at this one, a space called trending topics online, social media marketing, trending cybersecurity, etc., etc. These are all interesting spaces. And then look at this, exercise and body weight, workout, weight loss diet, weight loss formula. There are just so many different types of, look at this. This one I pulled up for Rita, Learn to Draw. There's a ton of interesting spaces on that. And Rajesh has a question. Is Quora directly connected to YouTube? No, it is not directly connected to YouTube. The way for you to connect with Quora to your YouTube channel is by setting up a profile. That's a great question. Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. Setting up your profile on Quora and then linking your profile to your YouTube channel with a direct link. Also, on YouTube, add your Quora profile as a hot link on your About page back to Quora. So from YouTube to Quora, from Quora to YouTube. And then as you start asking and answering questions, your bio, which people will look at, shows them your YouTube channel. And you can talk about your YouTube channel in your bio, and you can give it a lot of information. When you go and see how much information you can put in your, I call it bio, and I don't remember what Quora calls it, but in the information about your profile, there's my mom. There is a lot that you can do, specifically a lot that you can do to promote your YouTube channel. That's a great question.
There's another question.
Oh, there's another question?
I think so.
Okay.
As
I don't have an account on Quora, still I get emails from Quora to my YouTube. Really? I don't have an answer for that, Rajesh, because I'm very surprised about that. If you answered a question, if you asked a question, if someone put your YouTube channel in a question or an answer, it's possible that that would be how that would happen. Otherwise, I'm as mystified as you are, honey. I don't know why that would be. Okay. Lots and lots of different kinds of spaces that you can join. Spaces are just communities of people sharing like-minded interests. So that's what you want to look for. And of course, your goal is exactly like Reddit: answer, ask, and acknowledge. So post and comment, and when someone comments back, comment back to them. and provide as much value as possible. You always want to engage with the community. You want to be helpful, informative, comment on other people's posts, build your reputation and expertise. Doesn't this look similar to everywhere else? Yes, of course it does, because it's social media. So it's the same kind of goal. But look, you can mention your YouTube channel if it's directly part of an answer. You can mention your products and services if you say that you're talking about something promotional, or if it directly answers a comment or question. You can post videos and links if they're necessary to the answer. For example, I was on Quora doing searching and researching to be able to talk to you intelligently about Quora. And there are lots of videos. There are lots of YouTube videos on Quora. And what I found was that the people who are just posting their YouTube videos, some of them are getting downvotes. Some of them are getting like no comments or no views at all. And the ones that are posting YouTube videos that directly answer a question with valuable content. So first they say all the valuable content, and then they say, and I made this YouTube video for you to get more in depth. And then they post the link to the YouTube video. And that's how they do it. Hey, Michael's here.
There you go.
Web Wildcatter. Welcome, Michael. Great to see you. Thank you for being here.
What a great name, Web Wildcatter.
Web Wildcatter, I know. Love that.
Wow.
And this is why, unlike Reddit, which is very interesting, unlike Reddit, you cannot self-promote on Reddit. That is really frowned upon. Unlike Reddit, you can self-promote. You don't need any kind of allowance like that 80-20-90-10 thing that Reddit has. You can just self-promote if you are smart about it. And this is the way to do that. Any questions about that, please put them in the chat and Sal will tell me. Here is a case study. Rahul Bhatia. Rahul Bhatia contacted me on LinkedIn right after, this was so strange, right after I posted on Meetup that I was going to be doing a beginner's introduction to Quora. And all of a sudden, I got this direct message from Rahul and telling me about Quora, telling me that I could ask him any questions I wanted, and offering me a video, which I put the link to in the description below this video. And I loved the video that he posted because it did have a very interesting, very clever strategy that I'm going to be covering, and that's why he's the case study. And his video was called How to Use Quora to Rank on the First Page of Google and Get 1 Million Views. And that is actually what he did. And if you want to know the strategy, I'm going to be covering that immediately. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to Quora, and in the search box at the top of the page on Quora, type in whatever the topic is or niche that you are looking for. Quora calls them topics. So think of everything as a topic, and it can be your niche, it can be your industry, it can be your specialty, whatever it is that you want to focus on. You want to type that into the search box. I, of course, being the YouTube channel for business people and teaching you how to use YouTube for your business, I typed in YouTube.
Of course.
Of course. And interesting, this is what comes up. First, what you searched for. So that would be YouTube. And then the topic, they say, and it's interesting, the very first topic that came up was not YouTube, it was YouTube videos. And I was really surprised by that because I think of YouTube as such an enormous topic, but more people want information about videos than YouTube itself. So I guess that does make sense. And then the next topic, YouTube, and then the next topic, YouTube channels, which, as you know, is our specialty. And then the third thing, well, way down at the bottom there, is spaces for YouTube marketing. And if you look at how that is listed, see the Q / YouTube marketing. The Q is Quora, And then the space, just like a subreddit, just like a Facebook group, is called YouTube marketing. And you can click on any one of those. I clicked on YouTube, of course, and look at that. The topic YouTube has 3.8 million followers. And then if you look right below that, what comes up is read, answer, most viewed writers, and then spaces related to YouTube, and then discover more spaces. They are trying to immediately get you involved in Quora as quickly as possible. And this is what Rahul is talking about. The second strategy that he uses is to follow. So immediately follow the large topic category. And when you do this, Quora will send you content that's related to your topic. Quora will also help you to discover good quality questions to answer, and that's the way that you gain views. If you look on the right side of your topic that comes up, there will be related topics, and this is another way for you to discover and learn more about the topic that you're interested in. So for YouTube, it's YouTube videos with 1.2 million followers, YouTube channels with 564,000 followers, online videos, YouTube personalities making money on YouTube, YouTube advice, YouTube user facts, and YouTube views. And all of this is relevant and useful as a person wanting to use Quora for marketing. Now, what is valuable about read, answer, and most viewed writers? And this is the strategy that I absolutely love that Rahul is using. When you click on read, what comes up are within, like today, within minutes, what is being read right now on Quora. And what will pop up is whatever is in your topic, what is the top trending question that's being answered right this very second. And that might change. You could go back to it 5 minutes later and a different thing is at the top there. Next is answers. What are the top answers? And they're listed in order of what is happening right this very second that people want answers to. What is your review of whatever this is? Am I the only one who thinks Davey YouTuber is cringy? That's pretty funny. What is whatever this link is? How do I subscribe to whatever this link is? So these are things that people want answers to. Okay, next. And this is Rahul's secret sauce. Most viewed writers. This is really a phenomenal thing that Quora offers you, because most viewed writers in the category topic of YouTube, these are the top 10 writers with answers in the past 30 days. And so every 30 days, this changes. So literally every single day it changes, because the top 30, well, 30 days ago, that was 30 days ago. So now tomorrow is a new 30 days ago. So the top 10 may change tomorrow. Why is this valuable to you? And this is the strategy that is so interesting and smart that I love that Rahul has. Using the most viewed writers is the secret to finding the top relevant questions that people find the most interesting. Click on most viewed writers, and then starting with the top one for this month, starting with the top one, just go to their profile. What you'll see is number one, all-time views for anything that they've talked about. And I just clicked on the very first thing that came up, which was my 16-year-old son dropped school for his YouTube channel with 64 subscribers. How do I convince him to go back to school? This guy answered that question, and you would think by just looking at this that he got 100 upvotes, wouldn't you? And you would think that he got 10 shares, and you would think that he got 290 comments on this answer. So you would think, that's weird. Why would that make him in the top 10? Why would his be the uppermost? Well, the answer is because that's not current. Like, that's just right this minute. But that is not the whole proof of the pudding. Look at where it says more in blue and click that. And then the whole answer gets expanded. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, holy cow, he had 3,500 upvotes. He had, I know this is hard, 3.8 million views. 3.8 million views on this one answer that he did. This is why it's extraordinarily valuable to go look at most viewed writers. The next thing you want to do is check how many other people answered the same exact question. And look at this. 3. Only 3 other people in the world answered this exact same question. That's a very good number. Why?
Rajesh has a question.
Oh, Rajesh has a question? All right, let me just pop over here. What is your question, Rajesh? How long do we need to spend on Quora or other platforms to grow our YouTube channel? Or how many times a day do we need to log in to be recognized? Excellent, excellent question. I will answer that. I will answer both parts. To be on Quora, to be on Reddit, to be on any of these interesting platforms where you answer and ask questions, you need to show up consistently on Reddit 7 days in a row, answering and asking questions on Reddit. On Quora, a month. Every single day, answering, asking questions, blowing up your profile, getting people to know you, getting to know that you're there. And that could be for 20 minutes. That could be for 10 minutes. That could be for an hour. It's really up to you. You decide how long you want to be there, but be there.
If you're there every day, then the 10...
What, honey?
If you're there every day, then that 10 minutes, it doesn't matter that it's 10 minutes because you're there every day.
Right. Because
and people get used to you being there every day.
To being there. And that's the important thing, is that you're actually showing up and contributing. It's not just showing up. It's
right.
Contributing. Because logging in really doesn't make any difference to the people who are asking and answering questions.
Right.
That doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form. What does make a difference is commenting with valuable, helpful, informative, educated comments.
Yeah.
What is helpful? Asking a question that is relevant to the entire group that you really want to know an answer to. What is important? To answer questions that you have your own viewpoint on, but you're an expert in, and you can provide really interesting content from your viewpoint.
Making yourself, being an expert in the community is what you want to be.
Is what you want to be. But what is Quora looking for? Quora is looking for a voice. They're not looking for just answers. They're looking for a voice. They're looking for people who have their own unique way and their own unique viewpoint on a topic, on an answer, on the way something is done, on the way you do it yourself.
You know, people who know what they're talking about and are not afraid to say it and share it.
Yes, exactly. So I hope, let me see if I missed anything. How many times a day do we need to log in to be recognized? That is not what matters. What does matter is to show up and be a part of it and offer value with questions, answers, and comments. The 3 A's: ask, answer, and acknowledge. Why? I hope that answered your question, Rajesh. Why is the number 3 so absolutely fantastic? The number 3 is fantastic because that's not very many answers. And what that means is something that's been viewed millions and millions and millions of times is something that many people find interesting and want to know about. And so if you answer the exact same question, but with your point of view, with your perspective, that is what Quora loves. That is what gains upvotes. That is what makes people start to look at you and recognize you and be interested in you and potentially follow you, find out about your YouTube channel, and subscribe. And that's what you want. What Rahul said is spaces require a lot more work than just topics. If you want to ask and answer questions in spaces, the smaller groups, that's going to be extra work for you. So start out with topics and maybe move on. If you love Quora, maybe move on to spaces and become an authority there. Now, he does have a second part to this Quora strategy, and I love this as well because you can use AHREFs, or you can also use Ubersuggest or any of the keyword finding things. But AHREFs is interesting, and the reason he uses it, and it is a paid for platform, so you will need to open an account if you want to do it, but I think they have a 7-day trial. What is fantastic about AHREFs is that, look at this. First of all, you type in the URL for the site that you're interested in. In this case, we're going to type in Quora because we're specifically talking about Quora. Then you want to find out, well, what are the organic keywords in the top position on Quora, 1 through 10. That's pretty insane, isn't it? Organic keywords. The next thing you can do is you can come over here to this search box where it says any, and click on that, and what pops up is you can add multiple words or phrases separated by commas. You can also use the asterisk symbol as a wildcard if you select keywords as a target. What does that mean? Well, it means that if you put in a keyword, and I don't have an AHREFs account, so I used what Rahul used, and he put in shampoo. If you put in the keyword shampoo, the first thing that comes up that you will find of interest, let me just go back for 1 second. For the organic keywords for Quora itself, just the URL for Quora, look at this, 7,357,658 in America. The top keyword is Quora. And then here are other countries showing you in the other countries the top keyword. Now, once you type in a topic like shampoo, look at how this changes. Look at what the top organic keywords are now just for that specific topic. Are you starting to see how valuable this is? Because now you're talking about niching way, way down. It went from millions and millions to 2,000. That's huge.
Wow.
And specifically, here is the keyword, and it's a long tail keyword. Is Dove shampoo good? This is a long tail keyword because it's literally something that people type into a search box. It's not a word like Quora. It is a bunch of words that you would actually think of and type into a search box. This is where it starts to become extremely valuable. If you click on the first keyword, so we go to, so in position 1 through 10, the very first long tail keyword is Dove shampoo good, and you click on that, you can say open link in new tab, open a new window, open in incognito, save link as, blah, 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 blah. So we are just going to open it and look at this. What is a featured snippet? Do you know? Do you know what a featured snippet is? A featured snippet, I'm going to tell you, this is wild. A featured snippet is what comes up on Google search. When you type in a search on Google, do you remember seeing a little box that comes up with what they consider one of the most relevant answers for you? Yes.
Yes.
That's called a featured snippet.
Right.
Okay, let's go back to this.
And if you leave that box and come back, it's a back to the future snippet. What? What?
Nothing. Thank you, honey, for that. So look at this. This long tail keyword, the top #1 keyword searched for on Quora, is also a top #1 featured snippet on Google search. So if you type into Google search about Dove shampoo being good for you, this is what is going to come up as the featured snippet. Are you starting to see how incredibly valuable Quora is for your business and potentially your YouTube channel? I hope you are. Now, what Rahul does is he uses a mix of both strategies. So he uses the most viewed writers and finds the best relevant questions from them. And then he goes to AHREFs and he finds the best relevant keywords. And between the two of those, that's how he grows that's how he determines his questions, his answers, and how he grows his views. How is that relevant for us as YouTubers? As YouTubers, this is relevant for us because any one of those things are a perfect video title. Any one of those things are top keywords already. You already know that they're top keywords. So already you could be creating videos that potentially could rank on the first page of Google. Potentially. You could be creating videos that already you can say with authority on Quora, answer the same questions, and then include a link to your video and give it your perspective and your take on it and your expertise about it. And now, do you see how you can start to grow not only your Quora followers, but how you can get them to be interested in coming to your YouTube channel, viewing the rest of your videos, and potentially subscribing. And this is how you can start to build out your following, not only on Quora, which I think Quora sounds amazing, but also on YouTube, which of course is the ultimate goal for us YouTubers. Be the first to answer questions if possible. And this is one of the reasons why you want to set up alerts from Quora. Answer in depth. You don't want to just give a simple response. You want to give a detailed answer to questions so that you get upvoted. That's one of the most important things, is to get upvoted. Comment back to replies. This just gives you more coverage. Your goal, of course, is to get followers from Quora to your YouTube channel. Upvotes give you more views and potentially more followers, and that's what you want. Of course, more people will see you. Of course, more people will follow you. So here are tips and tricks. What should you do if you're not the first with an answer? What do you do next? Answer more of the read or followed questions. Answer more of those. So if you look at question stats, which you can do, look at the bottom of this page here. 12,765 public followers. So that's a lot, isn't it? Answer questions with a lot of views. Look at this, 830,000 views. Look at question stats and learn which ones are worth your time, because your time is hugely valuable. That's something you're never, ever going to get back again. Look at the quantities of views so that you know if it is or isn't worth your time to answer. Now, what Rahul does is this is not Rahul. This is another Quora person. Another Quora person answers questions between the 200,000 and 3 million views. It seems like that's really, really high, but if there are very few answers to that question, 3 is amazing, but even up to 5 answers on the same exact question, there's no reason for you not to answer that question as well if your viewpoint adds to the answers. And this is what you need to ask yourself. Am I going to be spending my time valuably by answering this question with my own viewpoint that people will be all excited about and I'll get a ton of views from? So that's your goal. Use pictures, because everybody loves pictures and it catches your eye more people respond to Quora answers and Quora questions that have pictures. So of course, use more pictures. Unlimited number of pictures on Quora. That's pretty cool. They do ask that you specify the source when you do a picture on there, so be sure you do that. What is interesting about Quora is that it is a site about writing. When I say it's about writing, it's a site that's visited for questions and answers more than any other site because it's all about viewpoints. It's all about your perspective on something. It's all about being your own person, really being you. Like you can be on YouTube, you can bring out all the best of you. You can bring out the quirkiness and what's really interesting about you and the way you like to do something and how it's so different. This is what Quora loves. Quora loves valuable content from a unique perspective, from a different perspective, from a strong perspective, from a perspective that they haven't read yet. Because remember, this is a reading site, this is a writing site, and that's why I say it's a writing site. The other thing that you have to be careful about is paying attention to the details. So when you're writing on Quora, you want to use headings and subheadings. You want to write not like you're writing on Twitter, not like you're writing in an email often, not like you're writing something super quickly. You want to write this like a professional. You want to write this as though it is going out to people who are doing a job interview of you, because sort of it is like a job interview every single time you post on there. If you want Quora's media people to find you, follow these tips. Use headings and subheadings, use bolding, use italic fonts, use quotes. You can even type an underscore and press enter to divide your text into parts. Use emojis, symbols, GIFs. See that? You can use GIFs on here. Link to relevant articles and guides. Always, always double check your spelling. And this is one of those things that my mom has always told me my whole life is double check your spelling, double check your spelling. And it's really funny. I was rushing my newsletter out on Sunday and still missed my deadline. And for those of you that read it, I apologize because I didn't double check my spelling and I had 2 typos in it and I was horrified. When I actually read it today, I was horrified. I was mollified. So it was horrible. So please don't do what I do. Check your spelling and make sure you're spelling things correctly and your punctuation marks are good and everything is right. Here are Rahul's answer tips. And first of all, I just want you to look at his credentials and highlights. Look at this, 1.6 million content views, 17,000 views just this month. That's pretty substantial, right? That's impressive. So what he says is write honestly, with passion, with authority, be genuinely helpful. Don't be a jerk about it. Don't just try to promote yourself. This is not about promotion in the sense that you're writing me. Don't do that. What you're trying to do is be as positive and valuable and helpful genuinely as you possibly can. So answer in detail, make your answers stand out. I think that was a really fantastic point that he put in there, make your answers stand out. So many people do answer questions similarly, and that's really not very useful, is it? What's useful is to find out something new, to find out something you didn't know, to get a different way of learning or doing something is valuable. And that's what makes you stand out. So how do you make your answer stand out? Use bolding, use heading, use GIFs, use all the things that Quora allows you to use, wants you to use, and that will help you to stand out.
Can you be funny?
Yes, you can be funny.
To draw attention to yourself?
You know, what's really interesting about that is that, as a matter of fact, Quora has a whole thing about using humor. and how to use it successfully. And I'm not covering it right now in this beginner's guide, but
It's the best way to draw attention to yourself.
Well, using humor is great. One of the things
Can I just give a quick example?
Yes.
I've been sitting here with a loaded pig the whole night, and I'm going to just let it rip. Okay,
Oh my God.
There you go. It's what's called a pig popper. But anyway,
Okay.
go on.
Okay, so let's go back to it.
Okay.
His final thing that he says is do not make false claims. And I think that is also something really important to know, is that be truthful, be honest, don't give out fake news, don't give out fake answers. Everything that you give should be real. And thank you for that, Rahul. Your goal: gain respect for intelligent, valuable information. You don't want to get downvoted. You do want to get new followers, especially to your YouTube channel. In conclusion, join Quora, explore spaces, answer questions.
Excuse me, Arizona Living is on.
Hey, hi Sam.
Sam has a question.
Sorry if you already covered this, but where do you place your YouTube channel name so people might visit? Wonderful question. It's fine that you weren't here at the beginning, but I did cover that. And you put that in your profile. Quora calls it a profile. And you are able to put hot links in your profile. You are able to talk in depth and thoroughly about your YouTube channel, about your business, about your products and services, with hot links to all of that. And you can hot link to all of your social media and your website and your storefront. So Quora allows you a huge amount of leeway on your profile. And I highly recommend to use every single bit of that and promote yourself there, because that's what they want you to do. But also, that is a great way. This is your face to Quora. This is who you are to Quora. What do you want people on Quora to think when you answer questions? So you answer a question, they go look at your profile. What do they think? What do they find? What do they see there? Is it exactly what you want them to find? Is it enough information? Are you providing good links? Is it interesting? Is it exciting? Is it an aha moment for people within your topic, within your industry, who then immediately want to follow you? So this is the goal of your profile, is to give as much information as you can. Great question. Thank you, Sam. Highly recommended is to answer questions 30 days in a row on Quora in order to quickly build your profile, your followers, your upvotes, and your views. 30 days in a row. And again, it doesn't have to be for an hour. It doesn't have to be for half an hour. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. However long it takes you to find the top questions with the fewest answers and then answer it yourself. And remember, go to the writers, look at what they're saying. Provide valuable information. It is okay to link to your channel and videos, but only if it's important to the answer that you're giving. It is okay to link only if it's important. And I had to repeat that because it's so valuable for you to remember that. Self-promotion is okay. However, you need to clearly state, this is self-promotion. I am talking about my own products. I am talking about my own YouTube channel. I'm talking about my own services, my own coaching, whatever it is that you're talking about in your answer. If you are promoting within that answer your own YouTube channel, you do want to disclose that as a promotion, because otherwise you could get downvoted or worse. In conclusion, Quora can drive a ton of traffic to your YouTube channel if it's done correctly. So go for it and grow your business. What's next? The new YouTube series, Market Your Business with Video. Sal and I are doing this on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time live. You are welcome to join us. And if you'd like to be in the new YouTube series and have your business featured, all we ask is that you have a YouTube channel that you are actively using and that we can ask you marketing questions, because that's how it's going to work. We'll ask you marketing questions. So if you are interested in doing that, send an email to help@zazoome.com and let us know. Okay, whoops.
Oh.
What's next? We are zazoome, the business YouTubers YouTube channel to boost your income, influence, and impact using YouTube. And we do have a zazoome membership. If it's something that you want to do on a regular basis, we meet every Wednesday and talk about YouTube and YouTube questions. Finally, and I think most importantly, just be you on YouTube. Believe in yourself because you're awesome. There's no one like you. You are uniquely you. And Quora is the perfect place for you to hook up your YouTube channel and find new followers and get a ton more views because it loves people who are themselves. Be you on YouTube, be you on Quora, and find new followers, new subscribers, and sell more products. And that is it for today. And we are going to be saying our goodbyes, Sal and my mom and I. And here we are, my Western howling mama, and I don't know, some kind of crazy Norwegian,
I'm an electronic Viking.
My crazy Viking husband. So thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you so very much. Join us on Thursday morning for Marketing Your Business. Join us Tuesday at 5 for more interesting information. This coming week, we're going to be covering TubeBuddy. So the next is going to be TubeBuddy. And that is extraordinarily valuable for your YouTube channel. So join us next Tuesday for TubeBuddy at 5, live at 5. And we're going to do our dating game goodbye. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you. We love that you're here.
Bye,
have a fantastic rest of your night, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao, everybody.